Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Wednesday, January 6th, 9:53 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. We're taking another look at stuff. All right, Ukraine XLM trading pair. Is that possible? Well, maybe not exactly as it's stated here, but I like the way this looks. So, Ukraine taps stellar foundation to develop national digital currency, and XLM is pumping like crazy this morning on that news. Also note something else. Miami could become first city in the U.S. to allocate treasury reserves into Bitcoin. We're seeing big things. A city. What's next? A state. You've got countries going crypto centric. It is a big deal. Why are they doing this? Well, to avoid getting totally wrecked in the Great Reset. So Ukraine been having a hard time last couple of years, especially with globalists taking a look at their little land there and fighting wars in the middle of it. Not very nice of a thing to do. Ukraine XLM, countries that get screwed over by the globalists. Well, what's the natural reaction? Be a Bitcoin truth seeker. All right, Bitcoin truth seekers, check out BitcoinDailyView.com. All this stuff is linked to, all the cool stuff, and also some new interviews I wanted to mention. The lovely Daniela interviewed Max Kaiser recently, where he talked about a $228,000 Bitcoin in 2021. I think it's very, very possible. He also made this quote. Bitcoin removes fear from our hearts and replaces it with love. If you click on the link there, I linked right to where he says that. I think it's important. I think it's true. He also mentioned one of his favorite books by Buckminster Fuller. It's on YouTube as an Audible. You can listen to it free. Check it out. A little wisdom never hurt anybody, especially me. I'm listening. I do my best. Also, with his eyes closed, meditating, the rather dapper and intelligent Mark Moss, like myself, he talked about the Great Reset, what it is. This is 17 minutes and 22 seconds of what it is and how you can win like the Ukraine is doing during the Great Reset. Because you know what? When you get screwed over by the globalists, you start doing stuff like this. A Ukrainian XLM trading pair. I love it. Well, with that said, I personally don't want to own nothing and like it, so I'm going with the Ukraine. I think it's beautiful. Miami, Florida, it's a pretty bold state. It's wonderful, and there's going to be a Miami trading pair pretty soon. I like it. So with that said, is it alt season yet? If you're looking at alts and Bitcoin versus USD, well, of course, it pretty much is. Very, very green. XLM 52% up last 24 hours, coming in at 31 cents. That's rocking. ETH up 10%. $1,000. It's old news for Ethereum and Bitcoin, where it looked a little bit weak yesterday on the daily view. Now, rocking, that's over. Dominance 67%. Wow. And Link up 13%. Oh, it is alt season right now. Even XRP up 6%, coming in at 24 cents. And you know, it's funny, XRP got kind of screwed over by the man. Well, you know, you think about it, XLM did not. Now, what is the man going to do looking at XLM now, knowing that it's actually hanging out with countries, helping to make them a real digital currency, not just some centralized garbage? Well, maybe it will be centralized garbage. I don't know. Anyway, this is just interesting news. I do truly wonder if you see this, are you going to see whatever comes from this on Forex exchanges? Or is there going to be some kind of like technocratic, control system like the Chinese government wants to do with their BS national technocratic global currency, or whatever you want to call it? Anyway, Bitcoin, crypto market versus Bitcoin. Well, of course, Bitcoin versus that is 1-to-1. ETH up 3%. ADA also. XRP is even. XRP is making a strong move, despite the globalist plans to destroy it. Or maybe it's all some kind of an interesting conspiracy. Maybe rare. Anyway, so with that said, S&P 500, powerful green candle today. Russell 2000, powerful green candle today. DXY, yeah, then this chart's, even as a reserve currency, people are starting to hedge out. I'd much rather have a real cryptocurrency, scarcity-based, etc., that my country was backed by right now, rather than this, loser. And of course, don't worry, we're going to print more money and just make sure it goes. I'll have to narrow this down so you can see it how far it's going to dump after after the next stimulus comes out. With that said, Bitcoin versus USDT. All right. Now, if I take our last wick down below, this is a 45-minute chart, our last wick down below, our lowest low recently to our recent high, since we have had a retrace off of 35,788. This actually fits. It's all about doing a fib and then does it fit? Not fit what you want it to look like, but does it fit reality of the chart? This kind of does. They're a matter of, I don't know, the mechanics of the universe and our intent, however you put it. But basically, if we look, we've pumped, we're coming down to the .236 level here in the VPVR. There's plenty of volume there. So we kind of made a bounce off that and we're moving up. So are we going to range between the .236 and basically the zero, the top of this? It looks like we're beginning to range there, and volume definitely does represent that here in the VPVR. ADX is a little low, directional index is good. RSI can turn up, it's looking very, very good. KRI is in a good spot. The wave trend oscillator by Lazy Bear, linked to over there. Bitcoin Daily View is looking good. Good place to turn up. I'm liking it. Now, if we look at the next logical fib extension, if we run up from here, if this seems to fit, if this holds, I know it's a short time frame, but we're parabolic, things are moving, so we'll go with what we can. We got to think on our feet, we got to keep moving. So the negative .0236, the next fib level up, that would be kind of a standard that people use, would be 37,603. After that, the negative .382 would be 38,726. So 3,700. 37,600, I would say that might be the next logical pump area. If we range here for a while, build some momentum, which we are with previous support resistance in the chart now, even though it's a short time frame. If we do look, I mean, it is adding up. We are building some support resistance here, and we do have buy-sell volume. So boom, we'll probably test 3,500 again, go past it, and if we do so, 37,603 is where I'm looking for a next resistance on the way up. Now, where did my chart go for the longer time frames here? It just kind of disappeared. So let me actually fix this real quick. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. I lost my BTC versus USDT. Let's just use we'll use Binance. Let me fire this up. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. I don't mean to like to rock through these things as quickly as they possibly can be rocked through, but I wanted to get a view of the daily. So if we look at the daily chart, yesterday we were kind of wondering, at least I was, which way it was going to go. Are we going to have a continuation of the uptrend, or are we beginning to turn around? Well, basically, things did turn around big time. The top of this candle yesterday, basically the body of ours today is sitting right on it. It's a beautiful bullish signal. MACD is now positive, looking good. Histogram is opening. If we look at a 3-day chart, boom, all green. The parabolic crank, the parabolic rocket ship to Pluto continues. MACD is looking gorgeous. If we look for immediate price action at the MACD to see which way things are going, I think it's definitely an indicator for Bitcoin. It's looking positive. It's looking positive on the 4-hour chart for very, very immediate price action. The 2-hour chart, yeah, the histogram's closing a little bit, but at least it is positive. So as we can see, if we look at the chart over here, yes, we are seeing some sideways action. So the immediate, price action is basically sideways, but we're building support, buy-sell volume. So we shall see. This looks positive. We're going sideways on the short time frame after some serious pumping. I mean, this is a good spot to be. When you're in Lambo territory like this, what can you do? We're either going to bounce off the 236 at 30,972. We're going to make the bounce off that, or we're going to start moving towards our logical fib level above of 37,603. If we break below the 236, look at 32,849 around there for another bounce, or worst case scenario, 31,942. And all these levels are places where people who look at charts indefinitely in every different way you can imagine, these all look to line up about where we might expect bounces or where we might expect our next pump. All right, with that said, trading volume last 24 hours. I'm kind of going backwards here. Sorry. I usually do this different direction, different things first, but it's a crazy day. It's beautiful. Let's just go with it. All right. So refresh these things here. Bitcoin trading volume last 24 hours. 9 billion, basically 9.4 billion. That's massive. 4.4 billion of that on Binance, 1.8 billion of that on Coinbase. Those two are big players. I'm glad they're holding in there. And their little machines are working, although I have had some reports of Coinbase being rather slow to move coins on or off or new funds bought to become real. So watch that if you're a Coinbase fiat gateway kind of person. All right, longs versus shorts, 56% long, 43% shorts on Binance, where all that beautiful volume is. So we're going to say it's a long sentiment, but not really long. How about that? Here's a chart I was looking for and couldn't find, the daily again. We'll just say hi there, daily chart. And of course, this is a glorious, glorious looking thing. I mean, sorry to belabor this point, but this fib level, even though it is very short time frame, it is lining up and playing out very well and building basically more validity that I am seeing. So I think it's wonderful. If we were to take this and let's switch to a 4-hour and see how it fits in a 4-hour context. Let's just nix the VPVR because I don't want to have to fiddle with that. But if we look at the 4-hour, sorry to be running things around here. I don't want to make you blurry. I want to make your eyes blurry or dizzy. So here we go. If we look at a 4-hour chart, this definitely lines up pretty well also. So ranging between the 236 and the top, it's glorious. It's glorious. You know, we'll watch these fib levels to see how they play out. If you want, screenshot this. Oh, wait a second. All right. Now, directional index is good. ADX is a little low. RSI is high on this. KRI is basically where it could be to continue up. It's in the green. It's beautiful. Wave trend oscillator is pretty green, but kind of high. So basically, we are sideways right now. And as we can see, reflected in the 2-hour MACD. If I go there and look at that, to the 2-hour and 4-hour MACD, you know, we are basically in maybe moving towards a bit of a pullback or at least more sideways as we build momentum before the next rocket ship to Pluto takes off. Now, referencing this, XLM versus Ukraine XLM trading pair. That doesn't exist. I'm just using, you know, I'm just being funny. With that said, XLM versus USDT, look at that. We've had a massive pump on that news. This is up top here versus USDT. We've come down. We're consolidating. This is sideways. This is beautiful. Directional index is beautiful, but it is, you know, beginning to trend down a little bit. ADX is where it needs to be. As we've cooled off and gone sideways, the RSI is definitely in a buy spot. KRI is a good spot. And I'll stop referencing lazy bear indicator because if you go to the BitcoinDailyView.com, you can find it and check it out if you're on TradingView. It's very good. It's kind of like a super like a new age MACD basically. I find it to be very, very relevant. It works very, very well. Some people in the Bitcoin Daily View community are using it for scalping with absolutely ravishing results. With that said, let's look at Stellar versus Bitcoin. You know what? The charts are the same. So whether you're trading Stellar XLM against USDT or against Bitcoin, I would say it's consolidating sideways. Indicators look good for a further move up. I'd wait myself personally to see this RSI begin to trade up along with the KRI right here. If you're not using the KRI, it is linked to in the show notes. Set it to 20 and you'll have great, great results. All right, with that said, let's move on. Ethereum BTC. Here's something that I am seeing, okay? And we'll look at this two different ways here rather quickly. Here's Bitcoin dominance. So here's Ethereum. Here's Bitcoin dominance. As you can see now, I know basically when Bitcoin dominance goes down, you'll see alts have a chance to make a run. But, you know, Ethereum is not exactly an alt, but it ain't BTC either. It's this, you know, the demigod coin, demigod crypto, you know. It's special. It's like Hercules' son, basically. What was his name? Anyway, Hercules. Yeah, no, Zeus' son, Hercules. It's kind of what it is. It's like the Hercules of crypto. So Bitcoin dominance is falling, and what happens? Boom. Ethereum BTC makes a move. Ethereum's got a lot of reasons to crank right now, a lot of reasons to pump, especially ETH2O, staking, etc. I mean, I've talked to people who are really looking at getting into that 32 Ethereum staked and looking at long-term, you know, definitely a long-term play. So, and of course all the projects that are using it, etc. It is still really, it's a powerful player in the market. I know many coins kind of claim to do what it does, etc., but forget it. It's dominant as we march into further adoption and alt season, as they say, or more like just crypto season. It's going to be how many thousands will it go up? A few, right? Not financial advice, entertainment purposes only, but you know it's going to crank. So probably at maybe even percentage-wise outperform Bitcoin this year. Could be. So with that said, it's worth noting this Bitcoin dominance goes down, Ethereum goes up. I mean, it's perfect. Some would call that a bullish divergence, basically. So with that said, you can see it a little more clearly here on the 4-hour. So here was the Bitcoin dominance, took a dump recently. You see that? And look how that correlates to Ethereum BTC. Little dump here, so you got this little, actually kind of good sized dump for Bitcoin dominance here. You can see it very clearly. And then if we look, what did upon, like once this started dumping, Bitcoin dominance did, what did Ethereum do? 37%, an easy 35%, in a day. So right now, why I note this is if you watch, Bitcoin dominance is beginning to trend down again. And what is Ethereum doing? Ethereum BTC, it's trending up. Indicators are all good. This RSI is in a great pump position, so is the KRI. Lazy Bear indicators looking great. ADX and DI are right where they need to be. So are we going to see further Lambo motion like today, Ethereum BTC? Hey, not financial advice, but I'm going to be buying right after this. Take a little position with a tight stop loss, and we shall see. Algorand, big player. I'll talk about this one more later, why I think it's a big player in the market, but basically it had a nice move today. Now it's consolidating sideways, a move today. This is USDT, this is Bitcoin. So a pump and sideways, in consolidation. Good indicators look like we could have a further move up. Theta BTC up top here. Actually, I got it kind of backwards. Yeah, Theta versus Tether, Theta versus Bitcoin on the bottom, Theta versus Tether. Look at that. Beautiful green candle. Beautiful, beautiful movement today. Indicators are starting to turn up. They actually look pretty positive to me, even if the ADX is a little bit low. Let's look at the versus Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin's making big moves today. This is the Theta versus BTC. It can't quite get over that 200 moving average, but the indicators look like it's moving in that direction. Theta versus USDT, well, it's above the 200 moving average. All is looking good. Kind of making a bounce off it. You can see right here off the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart. This is looking pretty powerful. So a lot of alts are in this position, really. Polkadot. Beautiful move above the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart here, and it just continues. The indicators to me look like it's getting ready to run further today against Tether. Looking at Bitcoin, it took a dump below the 200 moving average recently. It's all about can it get above it. Right now, indicators are looking down a bit, but if you start to see movement and break above the 200 moving average and you see support above that, boom, it's probably back in Lambo mode. All right, everybody. Thank you absolutely so much for watching. Thank you for being part of the peaceful revolution. I truly do 100% believe in what Max Kaiser says, that Bitcoin removes the fear from our hearts and replaces it with love. Click on that link and watch it. And I think you'll be glad you did. Something that I'm not a snake oil salesman, but I do make a little bit of money off affiliate links. And I will say Bybit is the new hotness as far as exchanges go. You got to use a VPN if you're in the US. Please use my affiliate link if you do join. But Crypto Zombie, don't use his affiliate link, but watch his video. This is brand new on the ins and outs and the badassness of Bybit. I want to believe, and as a matter of fact, I do believe. Welcome and thank you for being part of the crypto revolution, Bitcoin truth seekers. And I will see you again tomorrow.